In the heartland of America, a quiet revolution is brewing. It's not in the boardrooms of Detroit. It's not in Silicon Valley's EV labs. It's happening far from Wall Street and Washington, out where the air smells like diesel and the land speaks to those who listen. A name you thought you knew, John Deere, is about to change the game. Not with another tractor, not with a smart harvester, but with something bigger, bolder, and more disruptive than anything we've seen in decades. A pickup truck. And not just any truck, a truck that could unseat Ford, GM, and Ram from the very thrones they've sat on for generations. We've seen competitors come and go. Tesla made noise. Rivian made waves. But this is different, because this isn't a newcomer trying to carve out a slice of the market. This is a legendary institution, a symbol of rural America, a brand so deeply trusted that it's practically stitched into the flag of the working class. John Deere isn't just releasing a truck. They're staking a claim to the soul of the American pickup. And that's what should absolutely terrify Ford, GM, and Ram. Because this is not a truck designed in a city for people who like to look rugged. This is a machine forged for those who live rugged, built by the very company that has served them for over 180 years. Right now, much of the project remains under wraps. There's no official name, no fancy reveal show, no viral stunt. But over the past year, whispers have been leaking from suppliers, engineers, and insiders that John Deere is hard at work building a full-size, heavy-duty pickup from the ground up. This isn't some rebadged Ram or modified Silverado. It's an all-original chassis, developed in-house with an engineering focus on raw durability, high torque output, and field-ready integration. The powertrain? Rumors point toward a hybrid diesel setup, capable of towing beyond the current 3/4-ton standard. That means it could potentially outperform a Ford Super Duty or Chevy 2500 in pulling heavy trailers, livestock equipment, and agricultural machinery. There's even speculation of a hydraulic-powered rear axle, adapted from their tractor systems, offering torque delivery unlike anything on the market today. The bed of this truck may not just be a cargo area, it's a modular utility platform. Think power inverters, onboard air compressors, implement attachments, and even tool calibration systems synced with your farm equipment. The cab? It's rumored to house Deere's proprietary display interface, already familiar to farmers using Deere combines, with precision GPS tools, yield data tracking, and full integration with cloud-based AG management software. In short, it's less like a truck with features and more like a mobile command center for the American landowner. And while other trucks boast heated seats and gesture controls, Deere is focused on what actually matters to their customers: strength, dependability, and usefulness. Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis, Ram, have long fought for dominance over the most sacred ground in the U.S. auto market, the full-size pickup segment. It's not just where the money is, it's where the identity of their brands live. Ford's F-Series is the best-selling truck in America for over 4 decades. Silverado and Sierra dominate the Midwest. Ram, known for its luxury meets muscle design. But in chasing premium margins and tech buzz, these brands have slowly pivoted away from their foundational audience: working-class Americans in the fields, farms, and forests. John Deere hasn't. They've never left. While Detroit automakers experimented with city-focused trims, flashy interiors, and electric pivots, Deere has doubled down on the countryside. Their customers are not casual. They're generationally loyal. When Deere enters a space, people pay attention. You don't need a Super Bowl ad when your logo is already on every barn from Montana to Mississippi. And here's the truly terrifying part. Deere doesn't need to build new dealerships. They already operate one of the most widespread rural service and distribution networks in the country. Small towns that haven't seen a new Ford dealer in 15 years have a fully staffed Deere location around the corner. If Ford, GM, or Ram had to create a grassroots network from scratch to catch up, they'd fail. Because John Deere owns the back roads of America, literally and emotionally. Let's go deeper. This truck isn't just a standalone vehicle. It's the final piece in an already massive ecosystem. John Deere has spent decades integrating its equipment with advanced digital farming platforms. Precision agriculture, real-time data logging, autonomous fieldwork, telematics. Their tractors and combines already do what Silicon Valley promises in theory. And if their truck becomes part of that system, it won't be just about towing. It'll be about transforming how landowners work. Imagine this. You leave your house in your Deere pickup. Your truck syncs automatically with your farm's telemetry. It knows where your crops are planted, where your irrigation system is failing, where your soil density is changing. You drive to the field, park next to your autonomous Deere tractor, and with one tap on the screen, initiate a coordinated harvest sequence. While the tractor does its job, you use the truck's onboard power to service a malfunctioning irrigation valve. You never leave the field. You never need a third-party app. It all runs through one brand. No other truck manufacturer on Earth can offer that level of vertical integration. And Deere, they already have the software. They already have the customers. Now, they're building the truck to complete the circle. There's a bigger picture here, one that even Wall Street analysts might miss. This isn't just a vehicle launch. It's a strategic masterstroke aimed at redefining what it means to be a truck company in 21st century America. While Detroit obsesses over EVs and autonomous robotaxis for urban centers, Deere is going after something far more grounded and profitable: total dominance of the rural economy. Trucks are the final frontier for Deere. They already control the fields. Now they're aiming to control the roads that connect those fields to homes, markets, and towns. And unlike flashy tech startups or legacy OEMs bogged down by politics and bloated R&D pipelines, Deere moves quietly, precisely, and patiently. They've waited decades for the right moment. And with the rise of rural disillusionment in mainstream truck brands, the timing could not be better. This isn't just a truck, it's a message to working Americans. We haven't forgotten you. Ford and GM, they talk about job site toughness. Deere lives the job site. And if this truck delivers, it won't just be a hit, it'll be a shift in identity. Imagine a world where the truck you drive isn't a Ford, but a Deere, where the logo on your tailgate matches the one on your combine, where loyalty to a tractor brand overtakes loyalty to an automaker. That world isn't years away. It's knocking at the door. The story of America's trucks has always been the story of power, pride, and purpose. Ford, GM, and Ram built empires on it. But empires fall when they get too comfortable, when they forget who they're serving. John Deere hasn't forgotten. Their roots run deep. And now, those roots are growing wheels. If Deere pulls this off, and make no mistake, they're already halfway there, then the balance of power in America's most sacred vehicle segment will shift permanently. This isn't just another truck coming to market. This is a reclamation. A reminder that the soul of the American pickup has always belonged to the people who work the land. And the only question now is, will you be ready when the green and yellow rolls off the lot? Are you ready for a John Deere truck? Would you trade in your Silverado, F-150, or Ram 2500 for something built by the brand that's been by your side since the day you could drive? Let us know in the comments below. Hit like if you believe America needs a truck built by workers for workers. And don't forget to subscribe, because we're just getting started with the biggest shakeup the pickup world has seen in decades. The war for the heart of American trucking has a new challenger, and its name is John Deere. We need to talk about something automakers often overlook: emotional branding. You see, while Ford and Chevy have decades of advertising legacy, John Deere plays on a completely different level. This isn't just about brand awareness. It's about emotional inheritance. In rural America, a John Deere cap isn't just fashion, it's a family heirloom. It's passed from father to son, from generation to generation. It's present in wedding photos, on tractor rides, and at county fairs. For many Americans, their first ride wasn't in a pickup, it was on a John Deere lawn tractor. That relationship runs deep. So when John Deere says, "We build a truck for you," it's not just another product announcement. It's personal. That emotional connection means their pickup doesn't need to prove itself in the same way a new brand would. Buyers will come not because of 0 to 60 stats or clever Super Bowl ads. They'll come because they already trust the name. They've watched that logo move mountains on their land for decades. And for truck buyers who feel abandoned by urban-focused design choices, electric mandates, and bloated tech packages, Deere's entrance is like a homecoming, one that's long overdue. There's a bigger cultural undercurrent at play here. Across America, there's growing tension between rural and urban values, between people who work the land and the corporations that design products for people who live far from it. And nowhere is that tension more visible than in the truck market. Ford pushing fully electric F-150 Lightnings into small towns where charging stations don't exist. GM showcasing luxury interiors that rival Mercedes sedans, while farmers are still asking for vinyl floors and crank windows. Even Ram, once the underdog, has chased after luxury dollar signs with its limited trims. In doing so, they've left behind a massive demographic that feels increasingly unheard, unseen, and underserved. Enter John Deere. Not only do they understand rural America, they are rural America. Their timing couldn't be more perfect. As automakers lean heavily into tech and EVs, Deere is offering a counterpunch, a return to utility, simplicity, and ruggedness. This isn't just product positioning, it's cultural resonance. Deere isn't entering the truck market to compete on the same playing field. They're flipping the entire table. One of the big questions floating around right now is simple. Can John Deere actually do this? Can they scale pickup truck production? Can they build at volume, match Ford's output, meet dealer demands, and deliver on expectations? The short answer? Yes, and maybe faster than you think. Deere already manufactures some of the most complex, durable machines in the world. These aren't consumer toys. Their factories produce massive agricultural equipment with tighter tolerances and longer life expectancies than most pickups ever see. Even more importantly, Deere has access to a supply chain optimized for heavy equipment. That means reinforced steel, industrial-grade parts, and component suppliers already accustomed to harsh-use design specs. Deere doesn't have to start from scratch. They already build vehicles that survive 10,000+ hours in the harshest climates on Earth. A pickup truck is a smaller, simpler, and more adaptable product by comparison. And don't forget, they're not chasing citywide rollouts or flashy showrooms in San Francisco. They'll start with their strongest farm states, rural dealers, small-town America. Slow, deliberate, unstoppable. Here's a wild card that could make this story even bigger. What if Deere goes electric? The brand already has experience with battery-powered tractors and hybrid equipment. If they decide to develop a plug-in or fully electric variant of their pickup, but build it for the right audience, they could do what Ford hasn't. Imagine an electric work truck with removable battery packs, designed to power tools in the field all day. Or a solar-assisted charging dock built for barns and sheds, not urban parking lots. Deere could completely rethink how rural electrification looks, without preaching, without politics, and without shoving technology down people's throats. Where Ford and GM see EVs as lifestyle statements, John Deere could position them as functional, silent workhorses that reduce fuel costs without sacrificing power. And if they offer options, diesel, hybrid, electric, they win everyone. Farmers, contractors, ranchers, municipalities. No other company has this flexibility. And the quiet work Deere has done on electrification and agriculture may soon pay off in the truck space in ways we never expected. You can bet the boardrooms in Dearborn, Detroit, and Auburn Hills are already sounding the alarms. So how will the big three respond? Expect Ford to lean hard into its commercial fleet strength. GM might try to fast-track new work truck variants to appeal to contractors. Ram? They'll likely double down on torque and heavy-duty options. But here's the problem. They're reacting, not leading. They've already spent billions chasing tech-obsessed buyers. Reversing course takes time, and it shows weakness. They might launch ad campaigns reminding buyers of their heritage. They'll roll out retro trims with steel bumpers and cloth seats. But authenticity isn't just about marketing. It's about living the values of the people you serve. And right now, Deere is the only brand in the space that hasn't lost sight of who their audience is. While Detroit scrambles to reconnect with rural America, Deere is showing up with a handshake and a set of keys. This isn't just a new truck launch. It's the beginning of a new era. An era where legacy automakers must defend their strongholds from an unexpected but perfectly positioned challenger. John Deere isn't coming to play in the truck market. They're coming to take what they believe was always theirs, the trust of hardworking Americans who expect more from their machines and less from the marketing. So buckle up. The battle for the soul of the American truck is about to enter uncharted territory. And the next time you see a John Deere logo in your rearview mirror, it might be attached to a truck that just left your brand in the dust. If you think John Deere is just a legacy tractor company taking a moonshot into pickup trucks, think again. This brand has a long, quiet history of disrupting entire industries. In the 1830s, John Deere's self-scouring steel plow revolutionized farming in the American Midwest. In the 1960s, they were the first to roll out fully integrated cab-controlled harvesting machinery. In the early 2000s, they invested heavily in precision agriculture while everyone else was still fiddling with analog dashboards. And more recently, Deere led the way in autonomous field tech, years before Silicon Valley even considered that farms could be automated. So, when we say John Deere entering the truck world is a threat to Ford, GM, and Ram, it's not just about products. It's about pattern recognition. Every time Deere commits to a category, they reshape it around their strengths, practicality, durability, and end-to-end control. It's never flashy, but it's always permanent. And now, they're looking at the most iconic vehicle in America, the pickup, and they're saying, we can do that better. Based on history, they probably can. Here's something most people haven't even begun to think about. If John Deere succeeds in launching a full-scale pickup division, it won't just change what trucks people drive. It could transform entire slices of the rural economy. Think about it. What happens when a farmer's entire operation, from soil sensors to GPS harvesters to their main work vehicle, runs on a single platform? Efficiency skyrockets. Repair costs shrink. Downtime plummets. Deere trucks would likely come with built-in service programs through the same trusted local dealers that farmers already rely on. That's not just convenience, it's economic streamlining. And it doesn't stop there. Deere could begin bundling trucks with equipment leases, financing them through their in-house credit division, and offering loyalty plans tied to harvest output or input costs. That's the kind of vertical control that legacy automakers can only dream of. Meanwhile, small-town economies would benefit from trucks servicing jobs, increased dealer traffic, and aftermarket ecosystems built around Deere's new platform. In short, this isn't just about building trucks. It's about building a new backbone for America's agricultural and small business landscape. Let's zoom out, way out, because this might not just be a U.S. story. John Deere already operates globally, with massive market share in South America, Australia, Eastern Europe, and India. In many of these markets, pickups aren't just popular, they're essential. They serve as family vehicles, job site transport, and farm equipment all in one. If Deere develops a pickup that succeeds in the U.S., there's every reason to believe they'll scale it globally, and fast. Their international dealer networks are already in place. And in many countries, there's already demand for rugged vehicles that don't rely on fragile, urban-oriented EV infrastructure. Now imagine what happens when Deere offers a global work truck that integrates seamlessly with their international combine systems, crop monitoring tech, and satellite data services. It would be a logistics and operations power play, positioning Deere as not just a vehicle manufacturer, but a total infrastructure provider for rural economies around the world. This isn't just a domestic move, it's a geopolitical chess piece in Deere's long-term global strategy. There's something much bigger at stake here than sales figures or towing capacity. This is a cultural tipping point. We are living in an era where American truck brands are increasingly torn between two audiences: the tech-savvy urban buyer who wants a mobile lounge with autonomous features, and the rural, working-class customer who just wants something that works. Ford and GM are trying to please both. Tesla and Rivian are leaning hard into tech. But John Deere? They've picked a side, and it's the side that's been forgotten. Deere isn't trying to make a statement about innovation. They're making a statement about identity. They're saying, you don't have to sacrifice ruggedness for connectivity. You don't have to give up simplicity for screens. You can have a truck that's smart because it understands your work, not because it tries to impress your neighbor. That message could resonate more deeply than any ad campaign. In fact, it already is. In rural communities across the country, there's a quiet murmur. If Deere builds it, I'll buy it. And that murmur is growing louder every day. Here's a final thought to chew on. What if this is just the beginning? What if John Deere isn't just building a pickup, but launching an entire automotive division? Think SUVs built for hunting and off-grid travel. Think work vans customized for agriculture and trades. Think compact utility vehicles, UTVs, and overlanders, all running on a connected John Deere operating system. The demand is there. The rural customer base is massive, and the competition focused elsewhere. While everyone else battles for city streets, Deere could quietly become the ruler of the back roads. With a single pickup truck, Deere opens the door to a whole new frontier of product categories. And unlike other automakers, they don't need to build flashy showrooms or celebrity endorsements. Their customers already wear the brand, already trust it, already believe in it. All Deere has to do